Hey, the RP Show continues on a Football Friday, and I'm real excited about our next guest. CFL fans will remember the name Dan Giancola, Thorold, Ontario product, CFL veteran, Grey Cup champion, and had that tryout with the Buffalo Bills in 2000. He joins us on the program today, and I could tell Dan Giancola that you're a very humble guy. You wrote me on Facebook and said, Rod, I don't know if you remember me. I'm like, Dan, I called your games for a lot of years. You know that, right? Good to see you again, brother. And now you're an author. Congratulations.
Thank you. It sounds crazy, don't it?
A little bit, but you've got a story to tell. You know what? We might as well jump right into that. The book, Be That One. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you know what, man? Initially, when I wanted to write this book, I just started writing it. And I was always told by so many people, CFL books traditionally don't sell well. And so hence why no publishers or anybody really would want to, touch the book, really, at the end of the day. I reached out to Perry Lefko, who's a very good friend of mine, and he was amazing with me over all the years of playing in the Canadian Football League just in general, the Buffalo Bills and all that fun stuff. And I said, Perry, man, I really want to write a story about my career. So I sent them a chapter, and make a real long story short, it was about, I called the chapter The Kick That Changed My Life Forever. And it was my game-winning field goal against Hamilton as a rookie. It was my third game. And he read it. He texted me back right away. He said, dude, this is pretty awesome. I said, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I said, I was wondering if you terribly would mind editing the chapter for me. He said, you know what? I'll do that for you. But would you do me a favor? Can you send me a chapter about your heart attack? So May 20th, 2020, I had a massive heart attack here in my fitness studio. And the doctors say I should have died. I had what they call the widowmaker. And it was brutal. And they said I should have died right here in my studio. I had 100% blockage of the main artery. So I wrote about this. I sent him this chapter to him. And he said to me, Dan, I'm going to do this with you, but under one condition, that we make sure that this is not just about football. And I said, dude, 150%. I don't want this to be about football. I want to be about beating the odds on the field. He said to me, I think you might be able to go one more further. About 2 years after my heart attack, I had gotten a clean bill of health. August 17th, 2022, I was sitting right here in this office where I'm sitting right now. And I ended up with a massive stroke. It's what they call the grade 17. So to kind of put that in perspective, a level 10 stroke is permanent disability with no really chance of recovery. I had a level 17. I was here in my studio the one night. I had a great day of training my clients, doing everything here. And I sat down. It was about 8:15 at night. I was cleaning my studio. Everybody was gone. I locked my door every single night. On that night, apparently, thank God, I forgot. Excuse me. And next thing you know, the only way I could describe it, and like I did in the book, was I've never done a drug a day in my life. I can honestly say that on my own life. The only way I can describe it is if you go under an anesthetic, you're getting some form of surgery, and I've had a few of them. And the doctor says to you, I want you to count down from 10 to 1. And you get to like 9 or 8. And next thing you know, you're fading out, and everything around you is becoming blurry. Basically tunnel vision, and then you're out. And that's the way it was for my stroke. I just remember my right leg turned in, My right arm turned in. Little did I know I was paralyzed on my complete right side of my body. I was face down in the ground, and I was trying to push myself up with my left hand. And I kept falling on my face. Finally, somehow, by the grace of God, I don't know how, I do remember getting myself almost to a seated position in my couch, and I kept falling over. And next thing you know, my buddy Dave walked in and he grabbed my face. And all I remember was his eyes, his nose, and his mouth. And he was talking to me, and I was trying to respond back to him, and I couldn't. And next thing I know, my peripheral vision, whatever I have left of it, I happened to look down to my left, and I saw two sets of boots, brown boots, blue pants, and the wheels would seem to be to a gurney. Next thing you know, I wake up in the ICU in Niagara Falls, unresponsive. I remember the nurse grabbing my face, screaming my hand, and I can hear my wife and my daughter beside me, and I look to my right, and everybody was looking for me to communicate some way, somehow. I couldn't. I just kept focusing on picking up my right arm, and it just kept falling down like a rock. And I tried to move my left leg or my right leg. I couldn't move it. All I remember is the doctor saying, "Time is of the essence. We got to get him to Hamilton right now for surgery." At that point, apparently they administered, I believe what they call, it's either TPI or TPA, the shot that they give you, and it's apparently a high dosage of a blood thinner. When I was about 5 minutes away from Hamilton, I just remember all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my right arm shot up. Not making it about the book right now, but that's hence right here, the bottom picture. That's me with my arm up. My daughter was in the ambulance, and she happened to have the camera in her hand, and she snapped it. You got to just give me 1 second, man, because you relive this. It never goes away. And I remember the paramedic looked at me and said, "Hi." And I look at her and I go, "Hi, how are you?" She goes, "Good. What's going on?" And I said, "I don't know." She goes, "You can move and you can talk." And she goes, "Do you know where you are?" And just remember saying to her, "Ambulance? So what's your name?" And I said, "Dan." "Do you know your last name?" I didn't know my last name yet. We get into the Hamilton hospital. They wheel me in, and there was 5 doctors waiting for me. It was about 9 nurses. They wheeled me right into a CAT scan, told me not to move. At this point, though, I was moving everything, and I could understand what they were saying. I still had no idea what happened. They wheel me out. Doctor looks at me and he says, "Do you know why you're here?" And I said, "No, doctor, sorry, I don't." He said, "You had a massive stroke." So hard to understand that when for 2 years the doctors were telling you that you're okay, that your heart was good. And now I'm laying here, massive stroke. Doctor walked over to my wife and said, he had what we call, Mrs. Giancola, best case scenario. The shot was administered within 45 minutes of him having a stroke. And it doesn't always work. And for him, it did. I should be dead. I should be dead, or I should, from what they told me, I should be dead or a complete vegetable. If my buddy didn't walk in that night, I would have been brain dead within 90 minutes from the magnitude of the stroke. Somehow, some way, by the grace of God, I'm here. 150% of me with no side effects. So for years, always took pen to paper and I started writing my book. And I was afraid because I just didn't think my story was good enough and nobody would want to buy the book. And I'm sitting here right now, and I'm still shocked that I'm on the show with you right now. I'm really honored. I'm being totally honest with you. You should don't mind my shaking, okay? It's more excitement than anything. So just understand that I'm okay.
Either way, it doesn't matter. We're the ones that are honored to have you. You should not be with us, Dan. So
No,
it's a miracle, period.
it really is.
And I have to apologize. We do have a time restraint, but let me just say in a minute, what is the genesis of your book? What's the message?
It's beating the odds on the field with no college university experience and beating the odds in life. Honestly, that's what it's all about. And it's a bestseller right now on Amazon, and I'm so honored. So yeah. Thank you, Perry Lefko.
You've given us all a lot to think about here, Dan. A champion on and off the field and your family. Oh, gosh. Did they have quotes in the book? Are they talked to or about? Have they written portions of the book? Your daughter that took the picture?
They're all through the book. I talk about them throughout the whole entire thing. Mike Pinball Clemens, God bless him, he forwarded my book. What an amazing forward he did for me. They didn't write any quotes in the book. No, nothing like that. This is all straight from me in my heart, chasing my dream for 9 years and surviving two things that I shouldn't be here.
Man, Dan, well, I tell you, I love you. I'm glad that you're here. It was an honor to call your games. It's an honor to talk with you now. Be That One is the book, everybody. You're looking for a gift for the CFL fan, the football fan in your life. Go to Amazon, Dan Giancola. I kind of apologize that we have to run, Dan, but will you come back again here soon? We'll talk about book sales and all the rest.
I'm honored, man. You know what? Anytime. Not even about the book, just to be a part of it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Good to see you again, man, and congratulations on everything. Dan Giancola, best-selling author now and Grey Cup champion.